In this short video, I will explain how Marshall McLuhan's idea that the medium is the message is present in the novel House of Leaves. House of Leaves is a horror novel written by Mark Z. Danielewski. The book has a bit of a reputation of being difficult to read, and that is not unwarranted at all. The book regularly shifts plot lines and stories multiple times within chapters, each segment often being formatted and written completely differently from the one preceding it. The element I was most familiar with before reading was the story of an impossible labyrinthian house. But in reality, that story is instead sandwiched between tangentially related pseudo-philosophical ramblings about a documentary about said labyrinthian house, and editor's notes from someone transcribing those pseudo-philosophical ramblings into the book that I am then reading. It operates on multiple levels of meta-narratives and is somewhat difficult to follow at points. I believe that in almost any other medium, this would likely kill the pacing and make it much, much harder to understand the stories going on. But due to its multiple meta-narratives running simultaneously, it very strongly plays into the idea of reading a book, making you question the idea, the very concept of what reading a book is, how it affects you. And this is shown in arguably the main protagonist of the novel, Johnny Truant, who is compiling and transcribing notes that would eventually go on to be published as House of Leaves. His portions of the novel focus on his slow descent into insanity due to his reading of and transcribing of the book, House of Leaves. And it's more than just the cover of the book that plays into its narratives and reinforces its themes. The formatting changes to fit the tone of different chapters, different segments from different perspectives, with more or less text on each page, spiraling text, completely blank pages, segments that require you to read multiple pages at a time, along with other clever, interesting ways that change and play with the very way that you read the book. One of the most apparent ways that the medium is very literally the message in this book is that the pages of the book are physically larger than the cover. They stick out from the cover. This ties into and reinforces a very important reoccurring theme throughout the novel, that being something that is larger on the inside than it is on the outside. This is the way that the house on Ash Tree Lane is described and explored throughout that segment of the novel. It is something that the editor, Johnny Truant, regularly deals with and fears during his sections of the novel, and it is something that is physically present in the book that I read and currently sits on my shelf. And there's more to it than just the cover of the book. The word house throughout the book is only ever written in blue. It makes it feel different. It makes the word feel like something other than what it is. Once again, it plays with the very nature of our understanding of this concept, this being a house, which, again, is a very reoccurring and prominent theme throughout the book. It manages to take these themes in this novel and make them physical, something tangible, and I think that's really cool. I think it's really awesome. And that's really about it. Yep.